Well, good morning. It is July 16th, day 70 on the trail for me. We've made our first climb and descent out of a full Goose shelter area, and we are now about to enter the Mahoosuc Notch. So one of the more challenging miles of the trail. So we'll have to see what we get from that. The goal today is to get a couple miles past Grafton Notch, so a total of about 12 miles, I think. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm not going to try and show you the trail while I'm walking, but here's what the trail looks like right now. This is just the beginning of the notch. Just boulders randomly placed by nature. It's the middle of July. There's still ice here. Yeah, so I'm basically under some huge boulders right now. Just had to slide down a few feet on my butt. Wasn't the first time. And just to be a little bit more treacherous, I gotta go over a little bit of ice. Well, we made it through the notch. That was tough. We did run across a hiker that had injured herself. She had a dislocated shoulder. And one of the guys that we're hiking with is a physician's assistant and tried to reduce it and was unable to get it reduced completely. So we've hiked on. We're trying to get in contact with emergency services to get in here and try and rescue her. We left her warm and in a safe place. We're going to try and contact her later on in the day, but it's going to take a few hours for search and rescue to get in here. It's a ridiculous place. But we're through it, and now it's on to the arm, which is a big hike climb. So that's where we are right now. We've got a nice little stream right here, right next to the trail. And we're gonna hike on. Ran into my friend Stevie Wander again. She was heading into the Mahoosuc Notch just as we were leaving. Made it through. We're up the Mahoosuc arm. Got a decent view up here. Some lake out on the side. That is Old Speck, which we'll be climbing up next. There's a fire tower up there. Should provide some more good views. Hiking down the arm, and another good view. There's a golf course out there in the distance. Still coming down off of Mahoosuc Arm, and there's a lake here, a pond, nestled between peaks.
Nice brown felt.
Pretty close to the peak of Old Speck. That's the lake itself. That's the Mahoosuc Arm. Was on just a little bit ago. Still climbing down off Old Speck, but man, get a good view here. We're on a rock ledge. Staying pretty far from the edge. You can go straight down. almost makes it worth it. Still climbing down off Old Speck, and we got a nice waterfall here with several tiers. All right, so we ended up going about 9.5 miles today to Grafton Notch. And then somebody that Radioactive knew back from his hike in 22 came and picked us up from the trailhead. His name is Smiles, and this is his place. And so we're just, I think he said we're about 4 or 5 minutes from the trailhead. He got us into town. Now, town was about 20 minutes from the trailhead. So we had to go about 20 minutes to town and then 15 minutes back to his house. And we had something to eat. We're sort of settling down now, and I'm gonna stay here the night and get back on the trail tomorrow. That's a couple more miles to our day tomorrow, but we were beat. I mean, at getting through the Mahoosuc Notch, and then up the arm, and then up Old Speck. It was just challenging, and it took us a long time to go 9.5 miles. Finally, the last 3 miles, I suppose, were relatively normal. I'm not going to call them easy. They were normal miles. The other miles, man, they were just tough. If you ever have a chance, if you want to, you should look up Mahoosuc Notch. You should look at some videos of that. I keep wondering if there's a limit to what I can do. I know that sounds silly. I know there is. Obviously there is. But it seems like every time I've hit something that I don't think I can do, I've been able to overcome it, which is great. But man, today, going through that boulder field in the Notch was just, it was tiring. I mean, you're climbing up a rock, and then you're climbing down a rock, and then you're going under a rock, and just over and over for 2 hours at least. It was just fatiguing. I've used that word before again, but. And then, that was just the start of the day, right? We had to go through that, and then, now you've got to climb 1,600 feet. Get a good view, at least. So anyways, that's what's going on right now. Tomorrow, we have a tough climb in the morning, and then just, regular challenging miles the rest of the day. The plan is now, I think for tomorrow, about 12 something. I think it's going to be about 12.5 miles. And that's going to put us into or near Andover. I'm going to get to a hostel. I got to resupply, get some food for a few days, and then get back on the trail for the next day. So that's where we are right now. All right, so big thanks to Smiles for putting us up for the night. It is appreciated. As always, if you stuck through to the end, I appreciate it. And I will see you again tomorrow on the trail.